Okay, boys and girls, we are going to start learning something new in reading. Can someone with a nice loud voice read today's learning target? Person with a nice loud voice.
I can determine the author's point of view and form my own point of view.
Oh, I can determine the author's point of view and form my own point of view. Raise your hand and tell me if you know anything about point of view. Weston.
I think it means like something about you. Like
Something about you?
Just about you.
Oh, like an opinion? What do you think, Kai?
The picture's helping the reader.
I'm sorry?
The picture's helping the reader with the text.
You want to add something?
Like the reader's like what he can do.
Oh, what
Like
he
what he
thinks?
thinks and then
Sure. You want to add something, Gary?
how he sees or thinks something.
Oh, how he or she sees or thinks about something. Last one, Cameron.
Or it could be, like, if they think that you should ban recess from schools, that's what they think.
Oh, so you're saying that the author's point of view is kind of like their opinion? Well, first we're going to watch a video to learn about the author's point of view, and then we're going to go through a slideshow. After we do that, we're going to use our new skills while reading a passage to determine the author's point of view. Then you'll have some time to read your own books, and you can determine the author's point of view. And then lastly, we're going to end today's segment by completing some MobyMax assignments about point of view, okay? So can my night crew turn off the light and everyone's eyes up on the screen so we can watch the video?
Welcome back, East Park readers. Today we are going to talk about how to find the author's point of view. We already know that the author writes the words in a book, but what if someone asked you, how do you think the author feels about the topic? Or what does the author think about the topic? One strategy you can use to find the author's point of view is to look for feeling words or describing words. Here are some examples of words you can look for. Fun, exciting, scary, dangerous, interesting, boring. You can look for these feeling or describing words to help you tell how the author feels or what the author thinks about the topic. This is also called the point of view. Let's read a passage and see if we can tell how the author feels about the topic. Starfish. Starfish live in the ocean. They are not really fish. They do not have gills, scales, or fins. Starfish usually have 5 arms. They have an eye at the end of each arm. Starfish don't see like you and I, but they can tell if it's dark or light. If they lose an arm, another one will grow back. Another name for starfish is sea star. Starfish are amazing and beautiful creatures. It's pretty easy to tell what the author's purpose is, right? To teach us about starfish. The title, the picture, and the word starfish are the clues. But what do you think the author thinks about starfish? Look here at the last sentence. It says, starfish are amazing and beautiful creatures. Amazing and beautiful are describing words that help us learn that the author really likes starfish. Let's try another passage. This one is about the children's author and illustrator, Jan Brett. I'm going to read it and you see if you can figure out what is the author's point of view. Have you heard of my favorite children's book illustrator? Her name is Jan Brett. She has written and illustrated over 30 books for children. You may have some of her books in your classroom or library. Jen loves to travel with her husband. She does research for her books when she goes to different countries. She loves to draw and paint. She uses watercolors to make her pictures. It takes her a year to complete a book. She loves to draw so much, she doesn't even have a TV. Find a Jan Brett book and see if you like her as much as I do.
Alright guys, using what you just learned from the last part of the video, raise your hand and tell me what you think the author's point of view is in this passage. Remember, the point of view is how the author thinks or feels. Lucas, what do you think the author's point of view is from this passage?
And Britain, how she loves to like draw because she doesn't even have
So you're talking about the purpose. The author of this passage, their purpose was to teach us about Jane Brett. But what is the author's point of view? Ethan.
It's her favorite illustrator.
Oh, you want to add something, Zariah? Same thing? Okay, well, let's watch and find out.
Did you hear any feeling or describing words? I did. Look here. My favorite children's book illustrator. And look down here. It says, if you like her as much as I do. These words clearly tell us that the author really loves reading books by Jane Brett.
Is Ethan right?
Great work looking for clue words to find the author's point of view. Understanding the author's point of view will help you understand more about what you are reading.
Alrighty, night crew. Thank you so much, Parker. So that taught us a little bit more about point of view. So let's go back to whenever we were having our discussion earlier and I was asking you guys what you already knew about point of view. Was some people right? Yeah, on the right track. Point of view, it tells you how the author feels or what they think about a topic. Diana, this is not a time to be reading speed, okay? Eyes up on the screen. So now we're going to go through a slideshow and continue to develop skills and learn how to find point of view in the passage. So, I want everyone to read this. I don't want you to blurt it out. I don't want you to raise your hand. I want you to think about it. Which school subject is more important? Math or reading? I want you to stand up if you think that math is more important. Quietly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Sit down. I want you to raise both arms in the air like you're on a roller coaster if you think that reading is more important. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Then I just want you to think about why. So I want you to quickly turn to a partner. You can turn to me, Jose, and tell them why you think which one is more important.
I think math is more
Alright, everyone, come back. Come back. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Raise your hand if you think that math is more important and you would like to explain why you think math is more important. Maddie.
So if you have a equation, you have to be able to
Do you want to phone a friend? Gary.
Like if you're an engineer teaching math and you use fractions every day too, you see a math problem all the time.
So you're telling me that maybe you can use math in your future career? So use it outside of school? Raise your hand if you think reading is more important and tell me why you think that, Michaela. Oh, she's saying that you can't read the word problems if you don't know how to read. Huh. Alright, everyone's hands down. Let's move on. Did everyone in your class have the same opinion or point of view? Thumbs up or thumbs down? Did everyone have the same opinion? Thumbs up or thumbs down? Absolutely not. Everyone did not have the same opinion or, in other words, point of view. Right? Feelings, what they think about math and reading? Probably not. We all see things differently. We all have different points of view. Some authors write to share their point of view about a topic. They include reasons, we've been working on those, and examples to help convince readers to agree with them. What does convince mean? Okay.
Make them see.
Oh, make them believe a certain way? Absolutely. Let's keep going. So I'm going to read this passage to you. And while I'm reading it, I want you to determine, go back to our learning target, determine the author's point of view and why you know that's correct. Fall is the best season. The trees are beautiful when the leaves change color. Also, fall is the start of the football season. There is nothing better than eating chili and watching football with the family on a cool fall afternoon. Raise your hand and tell me if you can determine the author's point of view. Weston.
They really like fall.
They really like fall. How do you know that?
Because it was talking all about fall. Well, not talking all about it.
Let's think back to our video, Weston. Wasn't there certain words that you can find that shows their feeling or how they think? What's one word in here that lets you know what the author thinks? Weston.
Best.
Best. Right here in the first sentence. Fall is the best season. So the author's point of view, hands down, is that fall is the best season. Thumbs up if you agree with Weston. Absolutely. You want to add something?
Beautiful.
Beautiful. Oh, that's another good word. So do you agree or disagree with the author's point of view? That's asking, do you think that fall is the best season? That was the author's point of view. Show me with a thumbs up or thumbs down. Or do you think that another season is better? Thumbs up or thumbs down. So again, does everyone have the same point of view? Absolutely not. Guys, eyes up here, mouths closed. Troy. So now I'm going to read another short passage. Again, I want you to try to determine, learning target, hey, determine the author's point of view and why you know that's their point of view. It is important that children read every night. Reading helps to develop a vocabulary. Regular reading can also improve a child's fluency and comprehension. Most importantly, reading helps to develop a love for books. Raise your hand and tell me what you think the author's point of view is. Lucas.
Most importantly, reading helps to develop a love for books.
I think that's an example, a reason.
Children need to read every night.
Oh, that reading is important, right? Yes, and Lucas, let's come back to you. Why do you think the author's point of view is that reading is important? Let's look at those details within the paragraph.
Because without reading, you wouldn't really be able to read anything.
Oh, so you're telling me that the author's point of view is supported by the evidence in the passage?
Yes.
Absolutely. So do you agree or disagree with the author's point of view that reading is important? I should see all thumbs up. Reading is really important. If you have a different point of view, that's totally okay. I'm just kidding. But reading is super important, and I would love to see all of you guys read.
You can still learn reading.
Alrighty, and that is the end of this PowerPoint. So now we're going to read another passage. This is the longer one. So we're going to try to determine the author's point of view from this passage. We're going to do popcorn reading. So I'm going to read the first paragraph. Then I'm going to pick someone to read the next one. Then they're going to pick someone to read the next paragraph, okay? So everyone, eyes up on the screen, read it silently in your head as I or your peers read it aloud. Dodgeball is a game that is often played on school playgrounds. Dodgeball is a game in which one team throws a ball at the other team. If the ball hits a person, he or she must sit out. The winning team is the last team with players left on the field. Should the game of dodgeball be allowed at school? I want Gary to read the next paragraph. Make sure you're very loud. Read silently as he reads aloud.
Many school officials claim that dodgeball is too dangerous for the playground. Doctors are seeing more and more children who suffer from head injuries that occur while playing sports. Some parents and principals also claim that the game of dodgeball can be led to increased bullying. Students can gang up on weaker students. Many people question whether dodgeball is a good source of exercise for children. Once the ball hits a person, he or she just sits out for the rest of the game. Only a few of the strongest players will remain active for the entire game.
Oh, awesome. I'll pick someone else to read the next paragraph with a nice loud voice. Parker, everyone listen as Parker reads.
There are those who defend the game of dodgeball. Leaders from the National Dodgeball League point out the game of dodgeball helps children develop their hand-eye coordination. Students are also learning precision. Students learn how to play by the rules and work together as a team. This is an important life skill. Finally, many students feel that dodgeball should be allowed in schools because the game is fun. They enjoy a break from their schoolwork.
Ooh. This is kind of tricky, don't you think?
Yeah. Right.
Before you tell me what you think the point of view is, we have some questions attached to the bottom. Let's take a look at those. Maybe it can help us determine the author's point of view. So this is the first question. Vanna, pick the book up, sweetie. According to the text, what is the point of view of school administrators regarding playing dodgeball at school? It's asking for the point of view of the school administrators, not the author, not yourself, but the school administrators. So let's go back to the second paragraph. Raise your hand and tell me what you think the point of view of the administrators are. Cameron,
The administrators think that they should eliminate the game of dodgeball.
where do you see that?
It says it in the second paragraph.
Where at?
And the one that starts with many schools.
Oh, right here. Awesome job, girlfriend. Many school officials, which are school administration, claim that dodgeball is too dangerous for the playground. So let's look at our answer choices, see if we find one. Oh, I see it. C. Thumbs up or thumbs down if you agree with myself. C. School administrators believe that dodgeball is too dangerous for the playground. A. Use evidence from the text, those key words, to find their point of view. So according to the text, who has the point of view that dodgeball should be played in schools? Oh, raise your hand. Going back to the passage, referring back to the passage, let's determine who has the point of view that dodgeball should be allowed. Stella.
Dodgeball should or shouldn't?
Should. Let's go back to our question. The question is asking, according to the text, who has the point of view that dodgeball should be played in schools? Let's help her out. What paragraph, show me with your fingers, 1, 2, or 3, will she find their point of view? Well, everyone's holding up 3, so let's look at the third paragraph, Stella. Right here. Read this sentence. Everyone, page.
Finally, many students feel dodgeball should be allowed because the game is fun.
Oh, so let's go down. Let's see if that answers our question. According to the text, who has the point of view that dodgeball should be played in schools? Students! Well, let's think about the principals. They're part of the school administration. They say it's too dangerous. The doctors, they're in the second paragraph too. There are a lot of injuries from dodgeball, so they think, no, it shouldn't be. And the passage doesn't say much about parents, right? So there was multiple people's point of view within this passage, right? Absolutely. Show me a 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 on your hands about how you feel determining the author's point of view.
What?
I see a lot of fives. That's awesome. I don't expect you guys to master this skill right now. We just introduced it today, but to help us continue to practice this new skill while you're reading, I want you to try to identify or determine the author's point of view in the book that you're reading. I also want you to provide some evidence about why you think that. And while you're thinking about that, and after you finish reading, you're going to complete some MobyMax assignments that really focus on author's point of view so that you can practice your skill, okay? So right now, I want everyone to get your book. Wait. I want everyone to get your book, and you will read for 20 minutes.
Can we read our messages?
And then you're going to do your MobyMax assignments. Question.
I found that just like me